Stocks, of course, I just want to bring up what the Adani Group stocks are doing currently. Yesterday, some of these stocks had come off. The last 3-4 days, Adani Enterprises actually has been on a bit of a roll. Still in the green, 2478. If you look at the 5-day chart of Adani Enterprises, it will show you that each of those last 5 days, independent of what the market has done, this stock has done well. Not all of them have done well, of course. Some of the Adani Group stocks haven't done well for all 5 days. In fact, yesterday was a down day for some. But Adani Enterprises individually at 2480 has done really well for itself, up about 1% today as well. And the last 5 days, up about 9%. Adani Ports, up more days than down, but in today's session, early morning, was up and now up about 3.5% in trade. And some bit of this could also be on account of the Bernstein note, wherein Bernstein has said that this time is different for the Adani Group stocks, in that some of those stocks, the pulls and pressures around other aspects of the business are different, simply because the repayment schedules may be different for some of the group names. Even the kind of pledges that have been created or that may have been are materially different than what had happened when the Hindenburg issue had come in. So those are a few things you got to keep in mind. In fact, that Bernstein note is very informative, and I'll get my colleague Mihika in moments from now to talk about this particular aspect and this note that Bernstein has written on the group. In fact, if Mihika is there, let's go across to her. Mihika, what does the note say?
So Bernstein has actually noted two instances. One is the January 2020 Hindenburg event and the latest US related developments. And the brokerage explains how the group has evolved over this time period. Now, what's different this time? Well, up first we have share pledges. Now, share pledges were a key concern during the short seller event in March 2023. But this is an area that the Adani Group has taken significant steps in, and the share pledge value has actually come off quite a bit, which is positive. For Adani Power, previously it was at 25%, now it's at 1%. For Adani Ports, it's at 17%, now it's nil. Second aspect is leverage. While debt of the company has risen recently due to Adani Enterprises, since March 2023 it has come off well, and the group net debt to EBITDA has come down sharply despite the uptick in overall debt, and this is because of a rise in overall EBITDA, which is mainly coming from the operationalization of assets across the group. The group is also sitting on 39,000 crores of cash versus 22,300 crores in March 2023. It has also diversified the way it sources its funds. It's leaned towards bonds over the years, but since March 2023 there's a higher share of Indian NBFCs, which is because of favorable rates. The third aspect Bernstein has highlighted is debt repayment and tricky bonds. Now, March 2023 saw a $750 million holding company bond, which was tricky to refinance. However, Bernstein knows that the group's repayment schedule is more balanced this time, and while fixed income investors do note that Adani Green does owe around 8,900 crores in March 2025, it is less of a concern because of the cash in hand, and the group's next dollar bond only matures in August 2026. And lastly, Bernstein talks about valuation. It has actual coverage on 3 of the Adani Group stocks. One, Adani Ports, which continues to trade below JSW, Infra and Concor. The second one is Adani Green, which doesn't have any close peers but is in line with the private players like JSW Energy and Tata Power. And lastly is Ambuja Cements, which Bernstein states that the stock is trading broadly in line with the large cement players.
Okay.